Oh, for me, it's been a seed that has been sown a long, long time ago. You know, for the American viewer that's been so used to watching me on the TV show, I've been a nanny for over 20 years experience with newborns. So I really wanted to bring to parents confidence from the get-go. So many overwhelming feelings and anxious and frightened about all these things they would have heard from parents beforehand. Oh, you won't sleep and it'd be really difficult to feed your baby. And I felt it was so important to be able to bring my knowledge and experience into one book to really reassure parents the emotional journey that they'll go through for the first 12 months. Also, sorry.
Go ahead, please continue.
The emotional journey that the parents will go through for the first 12 months alongside their baby's development stages as well, and really just to grow and to intuitively listen to their gut and to make decisions that will of course breathe a new confidence in them.
What's the biggest misconception parents today have about those first 12 months?
I think really I hear a lot of parents talk about financially how much it will cost them, as if they need all of this money right now, right this minute, the amount of diapers they're going to need, as if it was for the first 2 years, you know. And I really want to bring things into perspective for parents and take it day by day, for them to just grow every day as they become this new parent that explores the avenues of how they will grow. And so just being able to lay down in the book the equipment essentially that they will need for the first couple of months, and then to take the rest as it comes along, making sure that when the babies start to crawl and pull themselves up, that they now know, right, this is the time that we need to baby-proof our home. And for those anxious parents that would have adopted and, you know, feel a little bit anxious about whether biologically, because they haven't given birth to their baby, whether they'll connect the same way. And so it was very important for me to be able to put this in the Confident Baby Care book to reassure parents, so that they, as much as there will be times that they'll feel worried, that they know that they have the backup of the book, a live-in nanny, as you like.
Now, how easy is it to deal with a baby who's crying? Do we make that into a bigger issue? I know there have been times where I've babysat my nieces and nephews and they're crying, and sometimes it's easy to tell that, oh, you need your diaper changed. But there are other times I'll have no idea why they're crying.
Mm-hmm. Yes, I mean, it can be very frustrating for parents because ultimately what we want to do is to control that crying and make it stop. It sends alarm bells ringing for us as parents, and instinctively we want to be able to help our baby because we feel it's a cry out. And actually sometimes it's not. It's a baby's way of being able to communicate to us that they need a feed, or maybe they're bored and they need more stimulating, or now it's time for a nap. So really eliminating what it possibly could be is very important. And for those parents that will see a sporadic change where their babies may cry at a certain time of night, it's being able to support one another and what they can do in order to get through that short phase that does happen. The positions that you can place the baby in that will help with reflux, for example, for those parents that will have babies that are a little bit sicky than others, you know.
Mm-hmm. Now, here's something I've always wondered is it okay for certain things to be passed down from generation to generation, like cribs and rockers and so forth? Or, are there certain things that are okay and are not okay?
I think it's important when you are looking at equipment to check for safety always. So when you are being passed down a crib or a bassinet, you do want to make sure that the mattress is in one piece and certainly is usable, because of course the bottom of mattresses are vented so that the baby is able to breathe on top of the toweling sheet that you're placing in front of it. Car seats are a no-no. I wouldn't say for any parent really to scrimp and scrape on a car seat. It's safety, it's important, so we need to make sure that it meets all its regulated standards, you know. So, you know, there are some bath tubs, for example, you know, they're hand-me-downs that you receive, and certainly there are mums that keep good condition vests, for example, and changing tables. You know, they're all fine things to be able to use again and again.
That's cool. Oh, I want to talk a little bit about the show as well. My biggest question for you is, are you surprised how much of a success Supernanny's been here in America?
Well, I always knew it was a hit a raw nerve with regards to making parents question what they want and how they want to raise their children. I'm delighted, to say the least, that it's been very successful, because it really does mean that parents are making conscious decisions about how they're going to raise their children and the kind of values that they want to continue to instill. And that's what we need to see. So America's been very kind in embracing me and allowing me into their homes so that we can all take a good look and learn about how we are going to grow and become more confident as parents, because we've certainly seen parents feeling rather lost and being friends to their children and not knowing what to do. And so to be able to give my knowledge and experience and help the parent feel guided and have direction, it is a wonderful thing to be able to do every week that you see me doing so.
Do you get recognized all the time when you go out in public, or are you still able to keep somewhat of a low profile when need be?
Not so much now, not so much. People do come up to me and they ask me questions, and at the same time as well, they're very polite. They thank me for having the show and teaching them how to implement certain techniques in their home. So, it's just wonderful support from Americans.
What's the weirdest question a mother or father's come up to you about their child?
Sorry, what's been
like the weirdest question, or it's just something in your memory that you never thought you'd be asked about?
Weird. Well, it's not weird. It's funny, but parents will say to you, this may be a really silly question, or it may seem really weird to you. And I think it's just a way of saying, am I the only person that's thinking this? Or am I the only parent that's going through this right now? So everything that I have heard with respects to parenting has not been weird. It's been about feeding or behavioural issues, or how one would incorporate blended families, or even down to life changes that happen along the way and how they will get through as a family a particular phase in their life.
Okay. Well, Joe, I got to go here soon, but before I go, has there been any particular episode that's been very special for you that you've done throughout the television series?
They all are in their own special way. I mean, I continue to thank these families that allow me into their home. It's not easy for these families. I come in, I know they want my help, but there's a camera crew there as well, and they're so engrossed in feeding all the information they possibly can from me that they do ignore that. But their bravery and their courage allow millions of families to learn from them. So, it's those families that I salute